Hey everyone, my name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. I want to go over a market update just to give you my opinion and more financial education. Looking at the charts gives people confidence in holding if you know how to read them. So I'm going to go over more charts. It's typically in the afternoons, so everyone gets very comfortable in understanding how to read charts. This does take some time. It does take some effort. So I'm going to continue to go over it. If you guys are interested in the afternoons for a lot of these days, so you can get comfortable in seeing charting. And if you guys don't want this technical analysis, please leave a comment below. If you do like it, let me know. Click the thumbs up button. If you guys don't like it, leave a comment below and let me know what you'd like to see. I think this is very important to understand some of this stuff because it does give you a lot of confidence to hold, and it also gives you indications on when to buy more. So I'll jump into this market update. It's pretty straightforward and to the point. So I'm going to jump right into the price of silver. Now, we've got this downtrend break and we've got this big up day. And one indication that you're in a bull market is the pullbacks are really small. The up days are very big. So I want to show you something here. There's a step change. When you look over here, you see these big up day or the big down days here. There's a big down day here, big down day here, big down day here. Wick on the bottom. There's a lot of buyers down here. That's why it reversed and came higher. Another big down day, wick on the bottom. Another wick on the bottom here. See these wicks on the bottom? These big kind of, the bodies are up top and the wicks are at the bottom for the most part. You can see them throughout. That's another continuation pattern, how it kind of comes up. But there's a couple of things I want you to see. Wicks on the bottom, wicks on the bottom, wicks on the bottom. So what do you think I did here? I bought on this wicks on the bottom, and I would buy on this day here as well. Now, you see these big down days, and then it was a fight or struggle to go higher. It got hit again. Fight or struggle to go higher, got hit again. And then eventually right here, it changed. And what we're seeing is we're seeing a change in the charts. We're seeing buyers step in with a big candle body stick here. Then the small little days right here. That's an indication that it's going to go higher. We've got another wick on the bottom with a bigger candlestick body. And then a very small down day, which was a reversal. It opened up down and fought its way up. More than likely, what I think we're going to see is a move higher. That's what I'm looking for. The size of the move, I'm not 100% sure. It could be pretty big. But I'm looking for a move higher. Now, if this thing doesn't move higher, what I'm expecting is another small little down day like this. See these little down days? You might see another small little down day. But I'm willing to bet that this thing's probably going to go higher. So on pullbacks, what you see are big down days and smaller up days. And then eventually you need the buyers to step in and create that change. There's a change here, and it's a big up day with the small down days. Big up day, small little down day. Big up day, and you'll see this thing just walk higher. That is what my expectations are. Here's platinum. You can kind of see it here. The big down days here, see them sprinkled all within? The buyers were starting to gain control, and it pulled back. Big down days, and then there's a fight of the buyers coming back. Big down day. Eventually, you'll see a change, and you see all these big up days with small down days. Now, what I see here is I see a nice little contraction pullback. You see this a lot across all of the different charts when you see moves higher. So I'm going to go back here. Again, what you see here is a big up day and then the small pullback. Big up day, small pullback. We've got the same thing happening here. This is a big up days and then the small pullback. This is where I would be a buyer. I'd be cost averaging in right in here. And usually what you see how this down day is within the body of this one here? You can also see that I saw it on another one down here. Well, anyway, that is a very prevalent, like it always happens almost, in a reversal. You get these big up days and you get the small down days like this. This one's typically within this one, and then it explodes higher. Now, it could start out low and then work its way higher and create a bullish engulfing here. I see it all the time. So that's one to watch. Platinum, I think it's going to go higher here in the very short term. Tomorrow or this week, something like that. Now here's crude oil. Again, what I'm looking for are the big up day candlesticks and the small down days. If you notice, we have a wick on the bottom. That's a reversal day. See this wick on the bottom, wick on the bottom. See that one next to it inside the wick? I'm like, ooh, this is going to reverse. So it came down, put a wick on the bottom. This one's next to the wick on the bottom, and then it opened down and shot way higher and came up. This is a big move higher with a small pullback. Big move higher, small pullback. Do you see that pattern? Big up days, small pullback. Big up days, small pullback, boom, higher. I think oil is probably going to go higher very soon. That's my guess. That's what the charts would indicate. So you're starting to see these patterns. Here's the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield. This means it's inflationary and people are selling bonds. Down means people are scared and they're running to bonds. So what you want to see is you want to see big up days with small pullbacks. Big up days, small pullback. Do you see this pattern that I've kind of put in here? That pattern repeats over and over. It means that the bulls or people are selling bonds. Yields are in a bull market. Yields are going to go higher looking at this chart, in my opinion, based off of all the experience I have reading charts. So that's what I look for when I look at charts. I gain the confidence that this is going to be in a rising interest rate environment because of what I see in the charts. And this is almost market psychology. It's like people drive it higher and then they sell off a little bit. And then they drive it higher and they sell off a little bit. There's just no sellers. If it's in a stock going higher, there's a lot less sellers than there are buyers. And that's what this step pattern looks like. Here's Encore Energy. You can see it in this as well. Big move higher and then the small little pullbacks. I actually bought right in here, Encore Energy. Again, we're looking for bigger up days, a big up day, and then you got this pullback here. Now, I don't know exactly where this thing's going to go. These are really hard to figure out where they're going to go. Sometimes they go higher. Sometimes they like to pull back for a little while. So it's real difficult sometimes to read when you've got, I would say this probably is going to pull back because usually when you have like a wick on the top here, it wants to pull back. You got a couple days next to it and then it pulls back. But typically wicks on the bottom means it's going higher. Wick on the bottom, wick on the bottom, wick on the bottom. It's going to go higher. And then wicks on the top typically means that it might pull back for a little bit. So that's what I see in these charts. That's all I have for today. I want to kind of get this stuff in front of you. I want you to keep thinking and seeing it real time. And then I tell you kind of what's going on real time, and you can see if I'm right or wrong and what those percentages are. That's not right 100% of the time, but it's right a lot of the time. So I just want everybody to get this in front of them so you can see it through patterns and recognition and through rote memory of seeing these things day in and day out. So you can gain the confidence and read charts and say, yep, it's good. No, it's bad. I'm going to wait for this pullback. I'm going to add here. And it really, you can start mentally preparing yourself saying, yep, it's going to pull back. We pull back some. Then I'm going to cost average in a little bit. And then we'll see indications of it going higher. Silver looks very good to go higher. So does gold. So I'm very excited to see what happens, the rest of this week in terms of gold, silver, and platinum. Uranium, I think we might see a pullback. I've looked at a lot of the charts in uranium. They had lots of bearish engulfing candlesticks, so you might see a pullback for a couple days or a week. This might be a good time if you should like uranium because of the 62-to-1 uranium to gold ratio, which means it's extremely cheap. Never been this cheap in history. Buy on the pullbacks and let it ride going higher. That's what I like to do. Hopefully you guys like this market update. Click the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't, and I appreciate you guys listening. This is Finding Value.